It's match day 18 here in MLS Next Pro. St. Louis City 2 on the road taking on San Jose Earthquakes 2 in the Western Conference. James Hadnot is my name. Thank you so much for joining us for this big-time matchup in the West. And when you think about the Western Conference, things are so close in regards to the Western Conference standings. San Jose currently above the playoff line right now, and with San Jose actually at 8th and with St. Louis at 10, both of those sides jockeying for position, wanting to get above that number 7 rank. And with Houston currently with more wins outright this year, that is why they're above Earthquakes 2. And with so many teams that are trying to get to 7 and above, this matchup is going to be huge in regards for 3 points. And thinking about both of these sides, they both play a very high-octane type of defense. And so St. Louis on the road will look to set the tone and really ensure San Jose struggles at home like they have done throughout this season. San Jose has just 1 win in their 9 total matches here at home, and that win came way back at the beginning of the season versus LA. And here is the home lineup for San Jose. 9 changes from their loss on the road last time out to Sporting Kansas City 2. And of note, getting back into the starting lineup, players like Keegan Tingy, Cameron Seeley, and Will Richmond, all with a great camaraderie because of their time at Stanford. And Will Richmond is a player that has multiple goals this season, and so we'll look to see what Richmond can do on the offensive end. Now it's time for St. Louis, and a side that is coming off a loss themselves, 1-0 against LA Galaxy. And they have 5 changes in their starting lineup from that loss on the road against LA at Dignity Sports Health Park. And of note, Faisal Batachi returns to the starting lineup. And Batachi is a player that coaches talk about at length because of his ability to set the tone defensively. And for Caden Glover, he's going to be at the top as well. Those top 2 are the key for St. Louis. San Jose in their well-known black and blue tops with black and blue shorts and white numbers. St. Louis with the road white jerseys here this evening. And St. Louis looking for a win after back-to-back losses in tough fashion. St. Louis playing Colorado at home 2 matches ago, and they fell to them by a 1-0 scoreline. And so back-to-back close defeats for City 2. On the flip side for San Jose, a team that, as I said, currently sits 8th, very close to being in playoff position, but would love to get a win here at home and make it 2 on the year. Our referee is Corbin May. He blows his whistle, and we are off here on match day 18 in MLS Next Pro. For St. Louis, well known with what they've done in MLS Next Pro going back to last season. The last time they were here, a lot of the players that are now on the first team made an impact in their 5-2 win against San Jose at PayPal Park last season. St. Louis doing so well at the first team level. What would you expect with guys like João Klaus, Akil Watts, Celio Pompeu? Got their start with City 2. And this iteration of St. Louis City 2, some players returning from that side, whether it be Juan Cousin, Michael Vinsel ends up on the pitch. A high boot from Will Richmond. And a quick conversation with Corbin May. Goalkeeper Eric Walker Glover wanted to make the throw quickly, but Sergio Rivas will be the man to trigger it in. And talking with Coach Murphy after the last match and their loss versus LA, just shared that he believes his team played well enough to win that match and didn't really capitalize early in the match. There were plenty of times where his side had opportunities inside the opponent's final third, and they ended up with the ball, but were not quick with their decision making. And one thing he said that he wanted to see in tonight's game was playing more compact when things weren't going their way. Did credit them with a lot of effort in that match. And now John Klein attempts to slip it back as this pressure continues to ratchet up. Ball's over the top and right at Eric De La Cerda. You know how St. Louis likes to get down when it comes to that pressure. And again, just an early ball. De La Cerda was quick to the danger. Finishing the points on St. Louis. City 2 has to ensure that they don't overexert themselves when they're trying to play defense. If they get out of position, have to find a way to get compact and not allow for any open avenues for San Jose. Cross comes in, bouncing, and the ball still free. Igintinji lets loose. And it's out for a goal kick. On the flip side for San Jose, we talked with head coach Dan DeGeer. He shared that it's no secret that the team has struggled at home this year. But the importance is going to be playing well in both 18-yard boxes. Have to ensure that St. Louis doesn't have any chances and that they finish in a clinical way in the final third. Will Richmond takes the touch, but it's a heavy one. He's already in a very good position multiple times here in the first 5 minutes of this match. Richmond, 3 goals this year. Had 1 in the win over LA way back at the beginning of the season. Also made 2 first-team starts during play in the Open Cup. Wonderfully done. Glover, Hussein in the mix, but St. Louis cannot keep possession. Blancas attempts to spray it wide, but it's handled by Sergio Rivas. Max Schneider and Michael Wenzel, the captain. Tall, big body, exactly the profile you want from a center back. Rivas, Hussein, he's pushed off the ball. Out for a throw-in. Off the turnover. This is Klein. Chips it up. Batachi can't get to the ball. It's out for a throw-in. Similar pep in the step of St. Louis. And just a clash of similar styles. Both of these sides want to make it difficult to build and earn the ball back as quickly as possible. St. Louis has been the better of the two throughout the first 8 minutes of this match. Right now you'll see St. Louis goes down the space. Try to win the ball back as quickly as possible here in behind. Hussein almost does just that. Now San Jose trying to counter. Michael Baldissimo. Good for Blancas. He's cut out. With both of these sides below the playoff line. We'll discuss how many teams make the playoffs here in MLS Next Pro. Top two division winners in the West will have automatic berths into the playoffs. And then final five will have the highest point totals will make it. The winners in the Western Conference of each division. And then the five after that, in regards to points, will be in the playoffs. 7 teams from each conference will make the playoffs. So 3 points in particular today would be humongous as we wind down the month of July. 2 months left of the season. For most teams, 9 matches left. Sealy has the ball at his boot. Eyeing Hosseini Buddha. St. Louis compact in the back, just as their coach would have hoped here in this match early on. Armstrong tracks that down. St. Louis back on the ball. All with Eric De La Cerda, the goalkeeper for San Jose, the Gilroy, California native. Benji towards the middle. And Blancas hits the post. And it's off Eric Walker. That almost ricocheted in. Richmond pumps in the cross. It's over the head of Buddha. Down for Armstrong of St. Louis. Armstrong attempts to play it into the path of Klein. Goes back to De La Cerda, who grew up a big fan of the San Jose Earthquakes. Always wanted to play professional soccer and wanted to play for the hometown team. Was earned a starting spot with the second team here this season. Excellent story of a player that had a dream and achieved it in Eric De La Cerda. Sergio Rivas doing well defensively. Here's the last shot from Blancas. And again, hitting the post, and Eric Walker just far enough outside that the ball didn't ricochet off his head and into the goal. Eduardo Blancas leads the team with 4 goals, so expect many more shots from him here in this fixture. Benji. Buda. Sends it out wide, and now a chance to operate. The ball comes in across to Eduardo Blancas. Ball squirting free. Still with San Jose. Sealy. Richmond. Benji. Taps it back. Casey Walls towards the middle. Wonderfully done. Off the back line. Now the shot blocked away initially. The second goal. Corralled. Michael Baldissimo made it tough on Eric Walker. The first shot was blocked. This one did not have as much power, but it had the precision just right at the goalkeeper. So San Jose with 2 shots on goal here early. They have handled the pressure very well. Had crisp passes, and the possession has been pristine early on for Earthquakes 2. Team with just 1 win here at home. 1-5-3. That win came way back at the beginning of the year against LA Galaxy 2. This cross sent into the air. Richmond tracks it down. Eric Walker rises up and grabs that. This portion of the match is brought to you by Intermedia, official cloud communications provider and jersey partner for San Jose Earthquakes. We're here in the 16th minute. No score between San Jose and St. Louis. Earthquakes 2 have had 2 pretty good chances early on, both requiring a stop from Eric Walker. Eduardo Blancas putting one on frame, literally hitting the post. And Michael Baldissimo taking a shot right at the goalkeeper. This is Max Schneider for St. Louis. Locates Ezra Armstrong. Vincent brings the ball across midfield. On Kuzane. Will track down this ball. Kuzane, a very key returner from last year's side that did pretty well in the playoffs. Kuzane being a key starter. I talked with head coach Bobby Murphy earlier in the year about him. Kuzane has all the tools. Excellent player for the side, can score, and also pulls the strings in regards to setting up attacks. Menzel. Locates Batachi. Holds the ball up. Plenty of time to turn. Now Kuzain. Initial pass is tapped away. Caden Glover can't center it. St. Louis will start again. Michael Vincel, the former captain of the U17 and U19 national team. So, no secret why he wears the captain's armband for St. Louis. Now Eduardo Blancas on the ball for San Jose. What a ball down. Will Richmond controls. Richmond across the 18. It's tapped away by Ezra Armstrong. Blancas did so well to pick out Richmond, who was making the run. The first touch for Richmond took him outside of an ideal angle to shoot. Blancas ends up on the pitch. Nothing coming of it. Abatachi. Klein. Braden Sellers couldn't tap the ball over his defender. Coach Murphy also talked about this part of the schedule for St. Louis. You cannot overlook any team in the West. We talked about how tight things are from 5th place all the way down to 12th in the Western Conference, but in regards to playoff teams and non-playoff teams, St. Louis has a favorable schedule down the stretch. Still have to play well in these matches. Sealy right across, and Blancas taps it at the goalkeeper. Another reason why you can't overlook any opponent. This was excellent from San Jose. The third shot on target. They just all happen to have been right at Eric Walker. 3 saves made in the first 20 minutes of action. Eric Walker has been busy. Walking out in the starting lineup. Michael Creek was the starter versus LA. Sealy. Back to former Indiana Hoosier Daniel Muni. Muni played in 2 national championship games while he was at Indiana. Forward once again for Richmond. Will Richmond sends in the cross. Just out of the reach of its intended target. But still with San Jose. Muni. Casey Walls, the 20-year-old, was rostered with the first team. Baldissimo loses it. Kuzain cannot come around Casey Walls. See how dominant things have been for San Jose, and they're on the prowl once again. Will Richmond plays it across, had eyes for Oseni Buda. More than 60% of the possession for San Jose. 5 shots, 3 of which have been on target. St. Louis has suffered in this match, has not given up any goals. Buda, the back heel, almost plays it right to Will Richmond. Eric De La Cerda well off his line to continue the possession for San Jose. Buda with lots of space, booms one, and Eric Walker has to bat it away. With the ball still free for a moment, now out. Eric Walker has been called upon multiple times here in this first half, but he's answered that call every single time. Sellers sends it forward. Now Caden Glover has play stopped. There was a foul in the middle and a free kick upcoming. Mentioned how things have been going for San Jose. Oseni Buda with a huge blast, but Eric Walker is able to clear out the danger. Now St. Louis with a free kick here in the 25th minute. Six shots, 4 on target for San Jose through the first 25 minutes of action, but no goals. Batachi high into the air with the service. And now trying to counter San Jose, but nothing comes of it. This portion of the match is brought to you by Stanford Medicine, the official team doctors of the San Jose Earthquakes. 26th minute of action. It's been all San Jose here early on. They've dominated the possession, dominated the shots, just have not impacted the score sheet. Oseni Buda trying to do that right now. Goal for San Jose. Oseni Buda makes it 1-0. Earthquakes on top. Mentioned how dominant they have been. And Oseni Buda blasts one home for the goal. And San Jose takes a 1-0 lead on top of St. Louis here at PayPal Park. And the breakthrough was looming for San Jose. I mean, that's now 7 shots, 5 of which have been on target for the home side, and they finally have the goal. And if you're thinking about St. Louis and what their key was to this match, it was to stay compact. But they've been opened up plenty of times here in this first half. And so how do they make things more difficult as they chase the game from behind? Both times they lost 1-0 in the past 2 matches. Those goals had come in the second half. They have done a good job of at least going to half with the score tied. Now we'll have to open things up early on for a team like San Jose that has done so well passing here today, hoping that they do not concede a second goal. Blancas, direct ball over the top. Excellent idea for Roberto Haken. Haken, Buda. Ball free with Tingy. Ezra Armstrong does enough defensively, for the moment at least. Ball out for a throw-in. Sandy Buda was free, looking like he might score a second. Ball just out of his reach. Free kick now for San Jose with the 1-0 lead. Juan Blancas and Roberto Haken both behind it. Haken will leave. Blancas will deliver in the service. Tachi boots it away. Armstrong. Forward to Klein, who's been quiet as of late. Leads this team in goals with 6. Now Braden Sellers. A little bit of space. Sellers sends it across and over everyone. The ball will roll out as it seemed. Stayed on the line. Now a throw-in. Like he was going to roll out for the goal kick. St. Louis now has a chance to pin San Jose in. Have not been very successful in that feat here today. Armstrong into the box he goes. The ball spilled out in front. De La Cerda does just enough. Haken has eyes for Buda, and wow, look at Eric Walker off his line. That decision has to be made quickly, and it was the correct one for Eric Walker. Despite giving up the goal, Walker has definitely earned his keep here today, 30 minutes into the first half. Hitachi belts it out wide to Ezra Armstrong. Schneider. Wenzel. Hitachi. Jaden Glover a little too aggressive as he tried to take the ball. So for Ezra Armstrong, De La Cerda does just enough defensively. Then things move quickly the other way. Arsene Buda was looking for his second goal of the day. Eric Walker got in between him and the goal. Walker's back on the ball right now for St. Louis. Two teams played 2 times last year. A 1-1 draw at City Park. Of course, the 5-2 victory here for St. Louis. This has been a much different match, as you saw. This has been all San Jose, just as St. Louis dominated last year here at PayPal Park. San Jose is holding their own here at home. Rivas comes out of the scrum. The slip forward is just out of the reach of John Klein. San Jose with the lead now in no rush will look to stretch St. Louis as they look for a second. Tingy over the top and down for Buda. Shot hit first time by Michael Baldissimo. It's out for a goal kick. St. Louis prepares to throw the ball in. Be interested to see how the forward players in Caden Glover and Faza Batachi make things more difficult for San Jose for the remainder of this match. Everything starts at the top with St. Louis in regards to their defense. They've been stretched a little wide here in this match, which has made it more difficult for them to hunker down on this press. We've seen in 3 straight weeks, as now a yellow card is going to be shown to John Klein. We've seen in 3 straight weeks teams unafraid of the pressing style of St. Louis. Going all the way back to Colorado. A very feisty match as you see the foul that warrants the yellow card. Colorado and St. Louis played a very tough match 2 weeks ago. As Colorado brought on the subs, scored a late winner. Similar fashion, LA brought on substitutes in the second half, and they found their go-ahead goal. Here early on, San Jose has just kept possession. That's not something that St. Louis sees very often. They have no problem with the other team being in possession, but only for moments, because they like to win the ball back as quickly as possible. Alvaro Blancas locates Will Richmond. He cuts in, centers the ball. Now St. Louis attempting to simmer down this attack. That's exactly what happens. Foul. And a free kick upcoming for St. Louis. Now a yellow card shown to the bench. Looks like for St. Louis. Bobby Murphy goes into the book. The frustration. Feeling finally his team received that foul. This portion of the match is brought to you by Roku, official partner of the San Jose Earthquakes. We enter into the 38th minute. A big ball over the top. Klein tries to chest it forward. It was sandwiched in between 2 players. almost like a circus act. They were walking with the ball forward. St. Louis trying to keep possession now. This is Rivas. He takes it out. For those just joining us, San Jose has been all over St. Louis in this match. San Jose has the one goal from Oseni Buda, but could have had 2 or 3 in this first half. Looking for their second right now. Will Richmond has his eyes up. Likes to take the shot with the odd angle. Michael Vincel quick to that. Richmond now will send it across. Braden Sellers ends up with it for St. Louis. Because of how much pressure San Jose has put on St. Louis, every single time the ball ends up with a player, it seems like they're clearing it away and San Jose just resets. Eduardo Blancas not shy as he attempts to bend that ball to the back post. It does not trouble Eric Walker. It's a goal kick. We'll have to see if there's going to be a change in tactics for St. Louis because of their lack of possession. San Jose does a good job of defending and really counter-pressing. And that's why St. Louis has elected to kick the ball away or send it back across midfield after every defensive stand. So you have to have possession to score. We'll see if St. Louis does more building from the back in the second half. The lone goal coming from Oseni Buda in the 26th minute. Kuzain. Maher finds Armstrong. Vincel locates Schneider. Ball ends up with Eric De La Cerda. Muni, the overall draft pick, 2023 MLS Super Draft, on the first team contract, the former Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Small will trickle out for a throw. Beginning of the season, I asked Coach Murphy how difficult it was going to be to have the same type of playoff success that they had last season. Now Batachi, a little shove of Roberto Hagen. Corbin May, our referee, having a discussion with both. We'll have to watch that for the remainder of the match. Kuzain. Pendulum swings now all the way to Armstrong. Out wide, back to Batachi. Vincel. Out, returns back to Armstrong. So many numbers behind the ball, however, for San Jose. They make things very difficult for St. Louis to attack. So Sergio Rivas. Wenzel. Maher. Batachi. And now Oseni Buda with speed and pace. Buda. Doesn't have a clear shot. Michael Wenzel did excellent defending. Again, Oseni Buda, who has the goal on the day. Not on his favorite foot. And that's because of how Michael Wenzel defended him. Eduardo Blancas now to take this corner here in the 44th minute. San Jose leading 1-0. Ball belted across. Nothing dangerous. And it rolls out for a San Jose throw. Valdicibo. Buda raised the ball up. Now Blancas. Advantage is played. Tingy takes the shot, and it's tapped away. It seems every single time San Jose loses possession, they're back on the ball in an instant. That's why the possession statistics are so well in their favor. Wonderful ball central. Oseni Buda is brought down from behind. So a free kick upcoming for St. Louis, for San Jose. Here in the back half of this first half. The fourth official announcing 1 minute minimum of added time here in the first half. So likely the last action here of the first half being this free kick. Buda right through the wall. It took a ricochet. So now a little more magic potentially for San Jose. Eduardo Blancas boots it in, headed back on frame, and then cleared away. That'll do it for the first half. San Jose with an absolute stunner here with how well they played in possession and how dominant they were here at home. They lead 1-0 on top of St. Louis. Well, it's been a busy week so far in the world of MLS and MLS Next Pro. Prior to MLS All-Star Game, 4 selected goalkeepers from MLS Next Pro were tasked with bringing back goalie wars. Here's Samara Perez with a recap.
I'm Samara Perez with MLS Next Pro, coming to you from Washington, D.C., and this is the 2023 Goalie Wars.
4 MLS Next Pro goalkeepers. 90 seconds on the clock to outscore your opponent. Only one will be crowned champion. Kicking things off, Huntsville City FC's Ben Martino and Crown Legacy FC's Isaac Walker, who shows off his throwing skills. His mom loves it. Isaac wins the battle of expansion team keepers. Next, Austin FC 2's Damian Laws versus Dynamo 2's Xavier Valdez. He's down by 2 with 15 seconds left, but then
big chance for Xavier Valdez.
You can see the fatigue starting to set in with both of these goalkeepers, though, because this is a session that they're putting on.
At the buzzer.
MLS legend Nick Rimando hyped on the sidelines. We've got overtime where Damian scores to win the Texas faceoff and advances to meet Isaac in the final. 2001 Goalie Wars champ Joe Cannon ready to hand off the belt. Speaking of cannons, Isaac showing off his to get off to an early lead, which he could hold on to with seconds remaining. But then another crazy finish.
Hey, Isaac Walker can just kind of salt this away. He's going to, I think, isn't he? He knows the time. Damian Lass has got to go quick.
Oh,
does he get it?
Oh my goodness.
The crowd is stunned. We've got overtime once again. Isaac Walker keeps his focus and throws it past Damian for the win. And look at him. He's fired up. He's ready for the championship belt. Joe Cannon gives it to him and also gave him some great advice earlier.
He took our advice to a T. We said it's really close. You got to throw it. Try to find the corners. Be very accurate, because at the very least, you're going to get the other goalkeeper tired, and that will open things up. He did that.
And the icing on the cake, Isaac gets to share this moment with his family.
How about this? How about this? How about this? Come on now.
And that's a wrap. After a long hiatus, Goalie Wars made its return, and it did not disappoint. We had some thrilling rounds, some going into overtime, and in the end, it was Isaac Walker from Crown Legacy FC who takes home the championship belt. That's it from us from here in Washington, D.C. I'm Samara Perez signing off. We hope to see you again next year.
We roll right along here at the half. Earthquakes on top of St. Louis City 2, 1-0. After the event, Samara caught up with the new champion, Crown Legacy's Isaac Walker.
What's up, everyone? We are joined by Isaac Walker of Crown Legacy, and now 23 Goalie Wars champion. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I mean, this was my goal going into it, and yeah, I stuck it out, and I'm bringing this thing home to Charlotte. I'm so happy.
Amazing. What was the most difficult part?
Yeah, you know, it's making the save. The 90 seconds seems a lot longer than just 90 seconds, you know, and sticking it out and making the saves, but also being accurate with your throws. Yeah, that was most difficult. So.
You got the chance to talk to one of the Goalie Wars champions, Joe Cannon. What advice did he give you?
He was actually the one who told me to go with the throw, and it helped out. And he was telling me, be accurate, you can take your time, slow the pace down a little bit, and I did just that, and he won. I guess he knows a thing or two, huh? Yeah?
For you, what was going through your mind on that last play, and what was your strategy on that?
On the last play, well, I was a little bit disappointed he scored. He scored buzzer beater last second. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to overtime. But it missed in the first overtime, so I was like, in my head, just score this and you win the belt. And so I took a deep breath, focused on my accuracy, and luckily put it in.
Isaac, you had the support of your family here. What does that mean to you?
Oh my God, it's awesome. They're so supportive. It's great to have family here in DC. It means the world to me, and yeah, I'm so glad they get to share this with me.
Who do you dedicate this championship belt to?
I dedicate it to Charlotte, Crown Legacy, Charlotte FC. It's coming home. Super excited to be a part of that organization, and yeah, I can't wait to bring it home and show all the guys.
Amazing. Congratulations once again.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, stay tuned. Next week, we'll show you some of the competition and behind-the-scenes footage and some of the competition footage with special cameras from our goalies were wearing during the All-Star Challenge. Well, earlier this week, the MLS Next Pro Invitational began from Salt Lake City with Colorado Rapids 2 and Real Monarchs in action. It continues Monday with Real Monarchs taking on Hoffenheim U23, and Tuesday the Invitational finishes with Vancouver Whitecaps facing off with Crystal Palace U21. Wrexham AFC faced off against LA Galaxy 2 last night. Now Wrexham heads east to face Philadelphia Union in the hometown of celebrity co-owner Rob McElhenney on Friday, July 28th. These matches will air exclusively on MLSNextPro.com. Michelle is in Salt Lake covering the MLS Next Pro Invitational, and she looks back at the best from Match Day 17 with this year's edition of the Spotlight.
Match Day 17 was one for the record books. I'm Michelle Montaigne, giving you your guys in the spotlight here from Salt Lake City. We got to start with your MLS Next rising star, Union 2's Luciano Sanchez. Now, this is not his first time winning the award. It actually comes just 2 weeks after his first MLS Next rising star recognition. Sanchez has earned a reputation as a late goal specialist. Well, in Union 2's game against Red Bulls 2, his goal in the 84th minute clinched his team's 7th win of the season. And we told you we're here in Salt Lake City. Well, so is your MLS Next Pro Player of the Match Day for Week 17. Rapids 2's Oliver Larraz earned the honor for his exceptional performance against the home team here in Utah, Real Monarchs. He not only scored a goal right before half, he also provided a beautiful assist to Remy Cabral. And while Larraz was a nominee for Best Goal of the Match Day, the honor actually went to the teammate of Sanchez. Union 2's Jeremy Raffanello launched a rocket off a high ball header and sailed it right over the heads of everyone that stood between him and the back of the net. Raffanello slightly edged out OCB's Wilfredo Rivera with a 48 to 45% margin. And speaking of Orlando City B, they are your team of the match day for Week 17. Despite going down a man, the Central Florida squad mounted a brilliant comeback against Atlanta United 2 with just 10 men on the pitch. It concluded with Rivera's game winner that was undeniably one of the most shocking goals you'll see all season. Congratulations to all of our players in the spotlight this week. Trust me when I tell you we'll have a lot to choose from next week with all of the MLS Next Pro action coming to you from Salt Lake City and from Washington, D.C. I'm Michelle Montaigne. We'll see you soon.
We're rolling right along here at the half. Earthquakes on top of St. Louis City 2, 1-0. We've already had 3 matches in Match Day 18. Here are those highlights. Abeda Reda taps it in. An opportunity. Cuts in. The shot. Pumped home. Antonoglu. Catavolo. Lays it off. Walks by the goalkeeper. Stefanovic lifts it back in. Excellent from the home side. Felipe Valencia working the wrong way. Ball lost. This is Walks with numbers in the box. Right to Mbong. By a goal in the first. Batiste wants a goal for himself, and he has at it. A turn. Altabelli has it blocked away. The second chance. Bullets it home.
Ty Marshall starting lineup, and notice on the left, only 4 substitutes available for this game. His previous game, a loss at Philadelphia. 4 changes to the starting lineup. Boston University, so the Horton name. Next line in the legacy is almost a huge mistake here, and the opener gifted to New York. I think this is one of those games where neither team really wanted the ball possession. And here's Stitz playing in Horton, and that's going to be a red card. Pulled down from behind is Jaden Reed, and Reed is off. Laid back for Shapiro Thompson. Slips it in here for Mosquera. Mosquera puts it across, and Sabufu puts it in! And then hosting TFC midweek before the match against Columbus. But for tonight, they'll focus on this one.
Now let's look at the starting 11 for Benny Fallhaber and his side with Sporting Kansas City 2. They're 4-3-3. Now North Texas, free a bit. Avayevu slips it backwards. The cross slipped in. Oh my goodness. Enzo Maurice. Back to Draper. Cruz onside. Antonio Carrera trying to keep the score level. He cannot. Josh Cohen cashes in on the mistake from North Texas. Still a chance for North Texas. Rose, Abayevu. And that's the last of it here at Choctaw Stadium. Well, now it's time for the halftime highlights from this match between San Jose and St. Louis, and that was one of the only opportunities for St. Louis in the first half. It was one-way traffic for San Jose. Eduardo Blancas almost scored a banger for the first goal of the match. Oseni Buda, unselfish, left it for Michael Baldissimo, and his two shots did not trouble Eric Walker. Blancas, it just was waves and waves of offense for San Jose. Another big banger, but it was blocked away by Eric Walker. But in the 26th minute, an excellent ball right to the boot of Oseni Buda, and he bangs it home for the goal. And San Jose with the 1-0 lead on top of St. Louis. Time for the stats here in the first half, and they're pretty gaudy for San Jose. 15 shots in the first half for the home side, 5 on target and the 1 goal. And the real key is just how many times St. Louis was in their own end. Only 23 final third entries for St. Louis, and San Jose had almost as many touches inside the box, 22, compared to just 23 entries into the final third for St. Louis. So as we prepare to move to the second half, it's time to look at the schedules here on the match date. And moving next week, a lot of excellent teams in action. You love to see Columbus Crew 2. They have a match on Monday and then on Friday as they make their way up the Eastern Conference standings. Columbus, of course, the reigning champions here in MLS Next Pro, and Crown Legacy at the top of the East. Got to win today versus New York City FC in a tight one, 4-3. And they'll have that matchup versus FC Cincinnati 2 next Saturday. Well, here's the standings in the Western Conference, and it's so tight from really 5 all the way down to 13. And when you think about it, these two sides for Earthquakes and for St. Louis trying to make their way to the right side of the playoff line, whereas Earthquakes 2 in a good spot right now at 6th, but anything can happen. So you have to continue to pick up points, continue to pick up wins. And San Jose looking for just their second win at home this year. Looking at the first half in its entirety, Coach Murphy not going to be too pleased with how expanded his side was and how many times San Jose was able to attack really off of 1 or 2 passes. And you saw whether it was Eduardo Blancas on his extended effort or Oseni Buda from his long distance chance, how troublesome things were for Eric Walker in the first half, but kept the scoreline close. Did allow the goal, but has kept the scoreline close. And even though they took 15 shots and had so many on target, have to expect for St. Louis to have a couple of really big time chances coming into this second half. St. Louis did make one change. We'll have it for you in a moment. St. Louis wearing the white jerseys, white bottoms with black numbers. San Jose, the blue and black tops, black bottoms with the white numbers here at home at PayPal Park. Corbin May blows the whistle and we begin the second half. San Jose leading 1-0. Early on, the ball trickles out for a quick throw for the away side. Excellent tackle. This is Rivas to Kuzain. Quickly forward, looking for John Klein, but the ball rolls out for a San Jose throw. James Hadnot here with you. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday evening here in San Jose. The ball cut back. The man who just came on, Dita Armstrong, right there in the mix. Dita Armstrong is on. Braden Sellers is off for St. Louis. Armstrong moves to the left side of this lineup. Sellers was playing more centrally, so we'll see who moves to that central role for St. Louis. On the restart, Roberto Haken was still down, so the ball has to be kicked from that spot. Bobby Smoke puts it back into play. Again, the changes to the starting lineup after that loss from Sporting Kansas have done wonders for San Jose. Mentioned Cameron Seeley, as well as Will Richmond and Keegan Tenji, all have connections. They played at Stanford, won the Pac-12 while members of the Cardinal. Will Richmond played at a high level in that first half, putting pressure on the left side for St. Louis. Ball came from the right side, but that just shows you how elusive San Jose can be. Armstrong, the intended target. The ball drops for Klein. Attempted to play it back for Schneider. Now San Jose is free. This is Buda. Had the goal in the first half. Takes the shot. And it taps off of St. Louis. Should be a corner kick. Buda is looking for a handball, but will not receive that call. It will just be a set piece for San Jose here, 3 minutes into the second half. Blancas, 2 game-winning goals already this season. Now looking to play this service to add to the score for San Jose. The corner comes in quickly. It was cleared away by St. Louis. Will Richmond rips back. Casey Walls. Located Haken. But again, possession staying with San Jose. Coach Dan DeGeer for San Jose knew what to expect from St. Louis and has created a game plan to really affect and make things difficult on the away side. Have not had possession at all. Have really not allowed for them to create any type of chances here throughout this match. Ezra Armstrong. Twirls. Can't tap it towards Dita Armstrong. Back to Batachi. Now Kuzain. Armstrong. Well done. Batachi attempts to tap it forward. Rivas tracks it down inside the 18. Schneider. Just nowhere to go for St. Louis because of how San Jose is defending. How many numbers they have behind the ball. Now Kuzain flips it out wide. Ball still free. Klein right at Eric De La Cerda. All of San Jose felt the ball was out on the end line, but St. Louis did not stop playing. And as you can see, the ball stabbed right on the end line. Looked like it did roll out. Ezra Armstrong was there, but he did not stop playing. So good on Eric De La Cerda for being ready to make that stop. Aitken switches the point of attack. Down for Richmond. With space and opportunity. Elects to go by Sergio Rivas. Cuts it back. Not enough power behind the pass. Sealy. Blancas. Verhoeven. Now Roberto Hagen lifts it in. And now Kuzain with an excellent first touch to spring him. This is Klein. Just the necessary tap from Keegan Tingy. Verhoeven. Did not say his name very much in the first half. Oscar Verhoeven, a youngster. And now 3 men preparing to come on for San Jose. So Eduardo Blancas, Roberto Hagen, and Michael Baldissimo all coming off. And Cruz Medina, Jerry Ion, Hugh Murray all preparing to come on. Will Richmond will track this down. Tingy loses out on the ball. And Now Kuzane goes into a different gear. To Dita Armstrong. Takes him a little bit wide. Keeps it in on the touchline. Batachi. Oscar Verhoeven takes that away. But Jerry Ion slips. Ball is out fourth row. Also a quick number change. Edwin Mendoza is wearing 72. He's the man that came on. So the subs that have come on: Cruz Medina, Edwin Mendoza, and Jerry Ion. This portion of the match is brought to you by PayPal, official naming rights and payment solutions partner of the San Jose Earthquakes. Eric Walker, who's been busy all day off his line, kicks that out. The second ball comes onto the pitch, so we have to decide which one we're going to play with. Oscar Verhoeven will send it in. We're in the 57th minute. San Jose with the lead, 1-0 on top of St. Louis. The goal came back in the first half from Oseni Buda in the 26th minute. One of the most telling stats here early on in this second half is just the expected goals. 1.31 for San Jose, a .17 for St. Louis. Buda back to Sealy. Now this is Cruz Medina. Has plenty of ability. Medina played last year as a 15-year-old with Earthquakes 2 and scored a goal. Also well known for his time with the U.S. men's Duke national team at the U17 level. Edwin Mendoza sprays it wide. Out of the reach of Keegan Dingy. Talking with Coach DeGear about Medina. He shared that he's known him for such a long time. He's known him since he was a youth. He's still a youth, of course, just 16 years of age, but known him since he was younger than that. And I just have seen him grow and excel, not only with the academy, but also on the national level. San Jose known for having those types of players. Even going up to the first team in Cade Cowell. Cade's brother Chance also plays for the second team. There's no shortage of talent in the state of California. Ezra Armstrong tracks this down, but off the chest of his teammate Dita Armstrong. Mendoza once again switches the point of attack. And a chance for San Jose. Coming early on, but in no rush are the Earthquakes. Buda. Cross, dropping in. Oseni Buda to his left foot. And He looks back immediately at Corbin May, our referee, and nothing comes of it. Now Juan Kuzain on the ball, and the free kick will come for St. Louis. So San Jose wanting something similar on the other end. Well, Sini Buddha went to ground. This one a bit different, with Juan Kuzain racing forward. A free kick now for St. Louis with this match tied. Excuse me, with San Jose down 1-0. Max Schneider with excellent range. Stands behind this free kick. Schneider, a scorcher. It's saved by Eric De La Cerda. John Klein trying to nestle the ball out. It's kept in. Riva sends in the cross. Glover tries to hit it first time. His second attempt is over the crossbar. So here's Max Schneider. Goes over the wall, and De La Cerda, understanding his keys, walked it all the way through and just pushed it away. Right now, the disparity still a big one. 16 shots for San Jose to just 2 for St. Louis. Sergio Rivas wondering where he's going to send the ball into. Finds Caden Glover. Klein, Batachi, and now through is Dita Armstrong, but he loses out on the ball as Cruz Medina careening through, ends up on the pitch, and that's a yellow card for Dita Armstrong. Medina, who's made 14 appearances, the U.S. men's youth national team. Well done. As he tried to race through, he was the first man to the ball. Ended up on the pitch. This match is hydrated by Body Armor, the official sports drink of the San Jose Earthquakes. Body Armor with excellent flavors. Strawberry banana, one of the best. Schneider slips it towards Files Batachi, who has reinforcements. Kuzain, yes! St. Louis ties this match. Juan Kuzain with a sizzler. This is exactly what St. Louis wants to do. 1-2 passes, Faza Batachi pulls the strings, and Juan Kuzain with a beautiful shot right past Eric De La Cerda. And you see what it means for this side after back-to-back matches being shut out to just find the back of the net. And that confidence level will rise for St. Louis, no doubt. Now tied at 1 apiece. San Jose scored their goal in the first half. Osini Buda had it. And now Juan Kuzain ties this match at 1. Kuzain, such an important piece of this St. Louis side. Armstrong, who's tackled from behind, a yellow card shown to San Jose. We'll have to see which player it was shown to, because both Edwin Mendoza and Cruz Medina were in the area. Most likely shown to Medina. So it is official. Cruz Medina shown the yellow card. A little extracurricular after, as you can see. Raza Batachi has made no friends here today, but this is sports. Batachi sends it across, looking for Rivas. He heads it towards Klein. This ball is tracked down by Michael Vincel. The first time we've seen St. Louis with really any type of possession. It's lost out for the moment. Osini Buda on the touchline. And he was in a phone booth, but somehow almost slipped free. And that's why another yellow card is shown. This one going to Josh Maher. A lot of holding here, but Buda, almost like Houdini, found his way out of that hat. Would have been free. So make no mistake, we've had a couple of yellow cards over the past couple of minutes. And there was some pushing in the first half. As these tackles continue, have to watch out. Neither side wants to go down a man, give their opponents an advantage. Also have to watch out for anything extra after spells of possession. Armstrong to Kuzain. John Klein is offside. But it just seems different now for St. Louis after scoring that goal. One thing their head coach wanted to see was when things started to get difficult for the team to become more compact and to not try to chase the game. Jerry Ion out wide now for San Jose. After it's tapped back to him from Tingy. Seeley. Ion. Once again with Keegan Tingy. Laces in the cross. Now the ball still in the box and cleared away by Max Schneider. Armstrong takes that away. And everyone yelling at him to kick it out so the substitute can come on. So Tyson Pierce prepares to come on for Josh Maher, and Coach Murphy, as if he heard us up in the booth, preparing to take off the man that just picked up one of the yellow cards for St. Louis. Finishing the point on St. Louis. Coach Murphy wanted his team to take a step back and to slow the roll. Felt that in some moments when they made a mistake, like some young players do, try to overexert themselves to make up for the mistake. And on the one hand, he loved the effort, but also on the other hand, did not want his guys to get more out of position with that overexertion. So we've seen it here in the second half. Possession has been similar, and St. Louis has found that game-tying goal. Now moving much quicker towards the ball. Ezra Armstrong tackled from behind, and Will Richmond will receive a yellow. So again, just trying to defend on the counter. Will Richmond tackling Ezra Armstrong. We've entered into the 72nd minute. Tied at 1 apiece. Will Richmond is on the ball. His tap was behind Medina. Now Tyson Pierce locates Sergio Rivas. Glover could not keep the ball in on the touchline. The sub preparing to come on. So Makai Joyner comes on for Caden Glover. And Joyner has produced late magic this season. And the late equalizer in the season opener versus Tacoma in the 94th minute. He's also a big body. Verhoeven. His pass back is now cleared away. Mendoza, excellent idea, locates Keegan Tingy, has options, made it off the turf. It's out for a corner. Cruz Medina stands behind this corner kick. Medina plays in this service. Richmond heads it, and Eric Walker was quick towards it. He waves everyone forward. Finds Ezra Armstrong. Kept in, but Medina can't control it as it trickles out. This portion of the match is brought to you by Dropbox, official partner of the San Jose Earthquakes. 75th minute, San Jose and St. Louis tied at 1 apiece. San Jose scored in the first half. St. Louis scored here in the second. Faisal Batachi tapped it forward to Juan Kuzain. And he hit a scorcher into the back of the net. Joyner doing a great job hounding in defense. And that's why Ezra Armstrong is on the ball. Armstrong tries to go through the legs of Verhoeven. Now Dita Armstrong keeps it with St. Louis. And because of their excellent play in close quarters, St. Louis has a free kick. Eric De La Cerda will set his two-man wall. Michael Wenzel, the captain, comes over to have a quick conversation with Max Schneider. Wenzel, the biggest body that will be in the box. As Wenzel walks back into the 18, pointing towards his teammates. The service comes to the near post and is headed away. Because of the power behind it, Keegan Tingy, who headed it away, needing a little more time to get up. After having just one shot and one shot on target in the first half, 5 more here in the second half. 3 of which have been on target and 1 goal for St. Louis. They have 100% ratcheted up their offensive play, and it's shown. And now have a chance to really flip the script here against San Jose. In the 79th minute, a tied match. Max Schneider ready to take this corner. Sent in, flicked on, still free, and Makai Joyner cannot beat Eric De La Cerda to the ball. Again, at the near post, the ball was flicked right to Oseni Buddha. And it was in no man's land, but Eric De La Cerda handled business. Rivas. Hussein cannot complete the turn initially, but back to his feet quick enough to continue this offensive possession. Tracking back well was Will Richmond. Verhoeven. This ball will roll all the way out for a goal kick as we enter into the 81st minute. Both of these sides coming off a loss. And for San Jose, they fell 2-1 to Sporting Kansas City 2. St. Louis 1-0 losses in back-to-back matches. Jose David Serrano comes on. Makai Joyner back to Faisal Batachi. He tries to slalom through. He takes the worst of that as he has to stretch out his toe. Osini Buda came off, and Jose David Serrano came on. Now the corner, all the way across the box, headed back towards goal. And now down for Ezra Armstrong. Around now to Dieter Armstrong. This cross tapped away by Eric De La Cerda, and it was too close to the near post to deal with. So rather than try to catch it, just tapped it out. Another corner upcoming for St. Louis. The service headed high and out once again for another corner. The fourth corner of the second half for St. Louis. And the third, it seems like, in the last 10 minutes. Batachi boots it in. Richmond clears it away for San Jose. Armstrong willies his way onto the ball, takes a big shot, and now a counter opportunity for San Jose. Michael Vinsel commits the foul in behind on Jerry Ion. The restart has to come from exactly where Corbin May would like. Second half has been all St. Louis. After having just one shot in the first half, 8 here in the second, 3 of which that have been on target. San Jose here in the second half, just one shot, which was on target. So a complete flip of the script. But still a chance to write a chapter in this story. Cruz Medina takes his corner. It's all the way across to Will Richmond. Richmond, 2 chances to put it back into the box. Now Juan Kuzain is free. Puts it into the path of Makai Joyner. Joyner. Not troubling for Jerry Ion. Joyner took off. Looked like he was going to have a free chance on goal, but Jerry Ion did just enough. Joyner puts this into the box. It's headed away. And Eric De La Cerda on it. Sealy. And that ball's taken away by Michael Vinsel. But Vinsel commits the foul. He is out of position, so he has to race back. But plenty of time for him now with the sub coming on for San Jose. So Rodolfo Castro comes on for Cameron Sealy. Castro, the leading returning goal scorer from last season for San Jose. 12 goals in 2022, which was 7th most in the league. So if there was anybody to be a spark plug for San Jose here in this last 4 minutes or so, it would be Rodolfo Castro. Batachi with a beautiful ball over the top. Klein with 2 men in the box, takes it himself. Now Ione to Castro. Medina with an excellent first touch to spring him. Switches to point of attack for Keegan Tingy. And this ball comes right to Eric Walker. One more sub coming on for St. Louis. Nolan McGuire will enter. Faisal Batachi will depart. For the final 2.5 plus stoppage time. And if this match does not find a victor, we will go to kicks from the mark. Klein heads it in. Castro. Muni. Back to Castro, and now something developing for San Jose. Quickly handled by Michael Vincel. Castro almost loaded up for a big time attempt. Now Will Richmond around his defender. Richmond. And Richmond now called for the foul as Ezra Armstrong, who was beat initially, knows his own speed and was able to defend that possession. Richmond. And now space opening up for San Jose. Will Richmond back on the ball. And it was through. 2 minutes pace for Jerry Ione. So he let it roll through the middle. Nobody was there to take it. Kuzane. Not enough on that pass as he eyed John Klein. The fourth official announcing 3 minutes minimum for added time here in the second half of this 1-1 tie. Dita Armstrong trying to dial up his own number. San Jose has to be careful in their own end. Eric Walker waving everyone forward. Bit of a shove of John Klein, but not enough to warrant anything. And Verhoeven got on his horse too slowly. The elements, of course, potentially taking the toll. A sunny day here in San Jose. It's 5 o'clock kick. Beautiful PayPal Park. That throw was over everyone's head. Casey Walls on it for San Jose. Castro makes the turn, slipping on his pass. Both sides looking very content right now. But after this giveaway, maybe things could change. Joyner puts one man on the pitch, but does not play the pass into the midst of John Klein. Ezra Armstrong on it for St. Louis. As the ball trickles out. This throw from Verhoeven. Serrano sends it outside, and maybe a final chance for San Jose. Medina can't tap it down to himself, and that will do it. San Jose scores their goal in the first half. Oseni Buda. But St. Louis comes back in the second half and scores themselves to tie this match 1-1. Let's see how things went down. A wonderful pass forward, and Buda in the 26th minute made this a 1-0 game. And San Jose was so dominant in the first half. 16 shots, and they held more than 60% of the possession. But in the second half is when St. Louis ratcheted up the defense, found themselves with this opportunity, and Juan Kuzain finished it for the away side. It's very interesting here in MLS Next Pro. After 90 minutes, no matches have any ties. Here's the explanation.
There are no ties in MLS Next Pro. If a match ends in a tie at the end of regulation, the game will proceed directly to a shootout with kicks from the penalty mark.
That brings us to the point system. Similar to other soccer leagues, a team will earn 3 points with a win at the end of regulation, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss in regulation. A club will earn 2 points if the game ends in a tie and they go on to win the shootout that Samara just explained following the end of regulation.
Well, St. Louis does extremely well in kicks from the mark. They have 5 wins this season, earning those extra points. And in talking with Coach Murphy, he mentioned to me that his team doesn't necessarily specialize in kicks from the mark, but just understands their importance. And joked around that 2 points a match potentially could win the league, along with, of course, gaining wins throughout, getting the extra points in the kicks from the mark. And so has extreme confidence in his side when it comes to picking kick takers. On the flip side for San Jose, looking for the extra point here at home themselves. Their last kicks from the mark, they won 9-8 over LA. So they will not back down as both sides look for the extra point here at PayPal Park. San Jose has been in 4 kicks from the marks this season. They are 3-1. Their lone loss was to Colorado. Colorado outshot them 4-2. The first man up for St. Louis is Max Schneider. Schneider, who takes the free kicks and the corners for St. Louis. Now from the spot. And Schneider sends it home. St. Louis goes up 1-0 here early on. And Max Schneider taking no time. Played in the College Cup with Marshall back in 2020. He is no stranger to big moments. And scores the first for the away side in St. Louis. Now Rodolfo Castro steps up for San Jose. Mentioned Castro came on as a sub. Last year was 7th in the league in total goals because of sizzling shots like that. Both sides scoring on their first attempt from the mark here. Rodolfo Castro elects to go to his left. Powers it past Eric Walker. Now the goal scorer for St. Louis, Juan Kuzain. One of the returners. And Kuzain, not enough power behind it. It's stopped by Eric De La Cerda. De La Cerda picked right, the right side, which was to his right. And blocked away. So to take the lead, Jose David Serrano. And post and in behind. A perfect penalty, even with the goalkeeper guessing the wrong way. Watch how pristine this is. Nothing any goalkeeper in the world could do about that shot from the substitute, Serrano. Now Klein to keep things close. The leading goal scorer has his shot blocked. De La Cerda stays on the line and finishes the block from his backside. Guesses the right way. The ball stays in the air. And what quickness you have, Mr. De La Cerda. Will Richmond now to make things real difficult for St. Louis. And Richmond, enough power to push it past Eric Walker. Richmond just went right through the ball. Eric Walker knew where he was going, but it did not matter. Now Makai Joyner to keep St. Louis alive here on the road for the extra point. Joyner does just that. And St. Louis still has life here on the road. Down 3-2 here in these kicks from the mark. Now the youngster, Cruz Medina. 5 goals at the national level, including a hat trick versus Barbados. Nothing phases this young man. Cruise control for Mr. Medina. And that does it. St. Louis down by San Jose, 4-2 here in the kicks from the mark. And San Jose takes the extra point on top of St. Louis here at home. Well, our Adidas man of the match, the 16-year-old Cruz Medina, came on as a substitute and canned this final penalty for San Jose as they take the win in the penalty shootout over St. Louis, and will earn the extra point here in the Western Conference. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this matchup here in MLS Next Pro. For our entire broadcast crew, I'm James Hadnot. Once again, our final score, Earthquakes 1, St. Louis 1, and San Jose takes the extra point 4-2 and kicks from the mark. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a blessed night.
This copyrighted broadcast of MLS Next Pro may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcasted without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.